Alright guys, it's your boy, Bad News Bears, and we're back with another tier list. I'm a bit late on this one because I just didn't know exactly where Revenant I thought was going to fall just off of reading his kit. But I've played a bunch of them, I've seen him played a bunch, and I think I'm pretty confident to at least roughly place where I think he's going to fall. So a lot's kind of changed since the last time I've done a tier list. I've joined a competitive team, P-Tab, shout out to the boys. We just made it to the finals and came up short in the Agora tournament against Team TOS. Congrats to them. You know, great team, ton of experience there. But we're confident, and I'm excited to see where we go. That being said, before I was doing all of my tier lists solely off of solo queuing hubs, I think competitive is going to minorly affect my tier list, but not a whole ton, because I do kind of want to keep it for pubs mostly. But I'm going to give credit where credit's due still. So that being said, let's jump right into it. So here we are. I'm going to go with the dark theme because I forgot that was a thing you could do, but it's here, we got it. I do have the best tier again, which is for the characters in the classification of their own. They're just so much better than the other characters in their role that they need to go there. So, starting off with Bellica, I previously had her in C. I'm going to keep her in C. Yeah, she has a lot of burst. She's got some good CC. In pubs, she's dog shit. And if you want to lock her support, I want to dodge the game. Crunch, I had in B. I'm going to put him down to C. So here's the thing. From competitive, I learned, okay, Crunch maybe actually is viable. But now he doesn't heal off of minions with his left crunch. So I'm going to drop him down to C. It was B last time. Countess. By the way, this is like all in a weird order. Just because it's the order I uploaded them in, which was not alphabetical. Just throwing that out there. So we have Countess next. Countess, I did have her in A last tier list, but I do want to change that. Now, originally I was going to move her down, but people have figured out this tank build on her, which goes so goddamn hard that I'm moving her up to S. She will carry pubs. It's absolutely absurd how tanky, how much sustain you have, and how much damage you do in such a short time. It's just absurd. And even like in competitive, she is, I think at her peak, the best current mid laner, and very good in offlane as well. The issue is she's insanely hard to play well, and even amongst the competitive players, there's not a lot of players that are going to do it well. Decker, I'm going to put in A. She's a great support. I think there's 3 viable supports, and she is one of them. Drongo, I did Drongo dirty. I had him in C. Competitive has made me realize I like him a bit more. I think he's got a lot more value. I'm going to put him in A, which is 2 up. I'm going to leave him there. Feng Mao, I had in B. I'm pretty comfortable with that is, but for my own reasons, I'm going to put him in A. He's insane in pubs. Just if you get ahead, he just like one-shots people. Even from behind, you're not useless. The execute is still there. Characters with an execute will always be impactful in the game, because no matter how far behind they are, they can still execute people. So that's great. He's got the highest chase down potential in the game with his dash and his shield, giving him movement speed. It's absolutely absurd. He also applies a slow, which is almost a write-off, but I mean, it is still there. But in the grand scheme of things, probably a write-off. Yeah, he has viability in mid. Whether or not you want to disagree with that, that's up to you. But he's a character I think we're going to be seeing a bit more as the days go on. Bold prediction. The Fae just recently received a nerf. All mages got buffed early game, except for Countess. Faye's received a nerf on her ult. Her ult is now actually escapable, basically. So, that being said, in pubs, she definitely moves down. I mean, she moves down regardless. I don't know if she moves down a full tier competitively. But I'm going to move her down to B, just because that is a big impact in pubs. Gadget, I'm going to keep it A. Same thing. Same stuff. A lot of good damage, AoE damage. I don't know that I like her competitively more than Faye, but definitely for pubs, it is a big gap. Gideon I had in C. That was a major discredit to the... Oh, no, I had Gideon in D. Yeah. Gideon's a lot better. People have found this really cool build. Gideon... Well, let me just go back. I undervalued Gideon, to be honest, and I started playing Gideon. He's pretty good in pubs. Competitively, he suffers from the fact that you're probably going to get CC'd out of your ult, but also in competitive, you have a team to play around Gideon, and he can be pretty devastating in a team fight, so... There's a good side to him comp, and then a bad side. That new build that's been showing up, we haven't seen a ton of play with it yet, his, like, tankier-ish build, but, I'm gonna leave him in B for now. It's a massive improvement. He could be A, he could be C. I'm just gonna leave him in B. Grux, I think, is still insane. He will be joining Countess in his spot in the S tier. Probably the second best offlaner. Maybe Countess, but I think Countess is just better mid. Second best offlaner, most likely. I think he is being slept on as a jungler. I understand why he's not great. The ganks aren't pretty. You kind of have to walk into lane a lot of the time to gank, which is never a great thing. Chimera can jump, you know, Feng Mao can dash, or even just the movement speed is nice. Rampage is the rock and the jump. You know, Kalari has the stealth. But if you're playing Sevarog, you have a dash and a long-range root. Still, you have a dash or an ult. What other junglers am I missing? Am I missing it? Crunch has the dash, the insane dash. Yeah, Grux is good, very, very powerful. There is something to be said about him support, though I think in lane he's really, really bad. Is what it is. Howie, in pubs, Howie's an S. If you can play Howie well, you're gonna dominate pubs from the mid lane. He might be the best mid laner in pubs, but in competitive, I feel like he's been lacking. I feel like people shut him down too well. I'll keep him in A for that reason. Kalari, I mean, people still don't know how to deal with her. I don't get it. I'm adamant she's not good. I'm just gonna keep her in B. It goes against what my whole tier list is, but I think people just... one day people will figure it out. One day people will ward. One day people will just CC her and move on with their lives. They're not doing it. You know, what can you do? Chimera hadn't C. This was a bad call on my part. So, I'm someone who was a Chimera main in Paragon, a Chimera one trick for a while, and then Quang came out, and you know I started two tricking. I don't know. I came to this game and I felt underwhelmed by him. He's got a ton of diversity. You know, he's capable of carrying pubs. I don't think he's the best. I think if you're gonna, you know, just pub stomp, go Kalari, go Feng Mao. I think both of them are a lot more capable of just breaking an entire team when they're ahead than Chimera is. Yeah, Chimera can sit there and box 1v1 and win every fight, but I mean, Kalari's just in and out, you know, you kill them and you move on. But Chimera brings so much diversity, you know, whether you're going like on hit, whether you're going crit Lari, tank Lari, which I actually finally just caved in and tried, and it actually felt good, I'll admit. Competitive, you know, if you have a team that is down to play a fast tempo, his objective pressure is insane. He's just soloing fangs and orbs one item in. It's just he's a menace when it comes to objectives. That being said, I think I'm gonna put him in A. I'm still not entirely confident on that. I think teams are playing jungle 1-1 dimensionally competitively. But again, this is about pubs. I'm gonna keep him in A for the objective pressure. You don't need your team to come to Fangtooth with you. As long as you've got ward coverage, you're fine. You can just solo it. Murdoch, I think Murdoch's pretty bad. I had him in A. I was overvaluing him last patch. I'm gonna move him down to B. I don't think there's a single ADC that's bad, but I think Murdoch is be worse. Muriel, I still think Muriel's just not good. C, what is there to be said? Damage is too fast, too furious. The shields don't hold up. Narbash I had in D, and that was because he was originally F, then received the buff, but I wasn't sure what that buff was going to do for him. The buff actually does help. There's also still something to be said about Thunk. I'm going to move him confidently. He is not worse than Muriel. There is no realm where he's worse than Muriel. I think in comp he's better than Muriel, but marginally. So I'm not gonna increase it. Rampage, what did I think Rampage originally for my list was D, then I moved him up to C. Rampage is moving up in the ranks. I'm gonna move him up to A. So again, a lot of my Rampage hate was due to the fact that I'm talking about pubs here. So, a tank in the jungle in pubs isn't that great. That's why I stopped playing Steel in pubs, to be honest. So, he was kind of suffering there, and, you know, he has value in support, which I'm seeing now that he has more value than Muriel. And probably has more value than Narbash in the tank role. Competitively, he's a fucking monster. I mean, the freest ganks you will ever get. I think, again, we're being too one-dimensional and just running Rampage every game when we shouldn't be, but, you know, there's something to be said about it. I'm going to move him up to A. There's the new Bonesaw build that I've been messing around with. Bonesaw augmentation. He can carry games now from the jungle. It's great. Bonesaw's super fun. I'm going to, you know, I'm just going to ignore Richter and Steel for now. Let's go to Sparrow. I think Sparrow's an A. I think she's being super slept on in the ADC department. She is insanely devastating in team fights. Her ult is absurd. I don't know why she had a 0% pick rate in Agora. It is what it is. Sevarog, I had in B. Wow, I'm moving Sevarog up to A. His buff actually did help, and he's capable of putting in work. I think I just wasn't all there on him yet. Revenant's an interesting case. I would love to see him competitively to kind of give me a bit more weight on this. He does so much damage. His ability to instantly stack Viper is absurd. His ability to run what's the item called? Terminus first item, so you have a bunch of lifesteal first item, is really good. A percent pen goes miles with Revenant. Don't forget percent pen. You need it on this character. Characters with low attack speed need nothing more than percent pen. The issue with Revenant comes with tanks. He struggles to kill tanks effectively, which again is why you need the percent pen, but even still, someone like Sparrow with Eviscerator just does better. I don't want to run Eviscerator on Revenant for obvious reasons. He can't build attack speed, so you're not getting much value off of it. So you'd probably just run Pacifier most of the time. You could probably play around with like an Assassin's Crest, but you're losing crit, which he kind of needs crit. I'm, against my better judgment, going to put him in A. You can do so much work in pubs, but competitive might make me want to bring him down to a B. Richter, I mean, what do you want? What more do you want? He's got damage. He's got damage in his kit. Like, he does a lot of damage. He has percent damage in his kit with his hook. His hook is a long-range CC that pulls the enemy to you. He's got a silence that lasts forever. And a stun that is, I forget what the term is now, but you can't, crowd control reduction or tenacity doesn't affect it. I forget what it's called, but it's a different kind of stun. Steel, I mean, we didn't even nerf him this patch. What's different? The easiest CC chain in the world, you have a dash that knocks up and then a stun that is instant in a cone or in melee. And then a giant wall which blocks projectiles and slows people that pass through it. A giant ult that's a knock-up that does a ton of damage. I mean, there's just no one better. Richter is so good in support compared to other characters that he isn't the best, but like Steel would be in the super best tier if I was going to bother making another tier. That being said, I think this game is incredibly balanced, ignoring these two characters, especially Steel. Ignoring Steel, let's just say ignoring Steel, this game is incredibly well balanced. I mean, we don't have a single character in D or F. And look at this. This is one of the things I really like about Paragon. You can play what you want, for the most part. You know. Anyway, that's the tier list. Thanks for watching. Bears out! So I found this box, and I know what's in it, but I don't know if you deserve to see what's in it. Maybe you do, just because you made it to the end of the video. Oh, isn't it great? Look what was in the box. That's just awesome. Look at it. It's so cool.